Just got off work. I'm good, man. I'm good. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, so we're going to be watching this Skyline. And then after this, we'll watch the... we'll do the Play Like a Pro Paco edition. As you guys know, with the locker rooms, always I'll be asking you guys the questions. I expect you guys to be participating, and we will go from there. Got the pen out. Any questions you guys have, as always. I know it's been a while, but as always, put it in the chat. We'll get answering. We'll get discussing. All right, let's get it going.
We're going. Play. We'll find out whose key gets crushed. OMiT take on Faze Clan.
What's good, Noah? How have you been, Noah?
Faze Clan spawning on the
Nice break. Reese with the first blood. Lovely, lovely. Right, where are we at here? It's been a while. Oh my god, I feel like my eyesight's just deteriorating. I'm on mobile, might be a bit delayed. Nah, you're good, my guy.
Put himself in position to potentially find a couple, but he's only able to take
Look at
down
Mackenzie
one,
here playing his life.
We're going for it.
Reese banging out Jim. Okay, chat. For my regulars in the chat, what did you notice that OMiT have done really good here? What do you notice? There's a couple of things I want you guys to pick up as we start getting along. But after they've won this break, right? A couple of things that I want you guys to really recognize of what OMiT have done good, right? 45 seconds left. They killed Tyler off the break. He's the last guy. What do they do good here? Cheers, Mark, for the tier 1. I appreciate it, my guy. Thank you very much. You've got LAN tomorrow? Yeah. I've got some questions about that, actually. I'll hit you up after the stream. But this question's for you, Swag. So have a look at this. Have a look at OMiT's arrows, right? After they've won the break, right? 40 seconds left. What is good about him and what is good about him? Easy question. Not too difficult. And Mark and Noah, I do not want you guys answering, okay? One and two got each of the crosses, good. But from a fundamental perspective, what do we say we want to do? What's good, Jace? How you doing, my guy? What do we say from a fundamental perspective? Good. Okay, but what is this called? So when we talk about this, I want you to talk about the fundamentals first. I want you to talk about the top down. Good. Yes. Good, Leezy. Fantastic. So what OMiT are doing really well here, and this is how the game progressed, is they get a clean wave, understand what map control you can get, understand the amount of space you can get, play good positions. Once you make kills, understand where they're going to be spawning, and based on where you are in the flow will then determine how much space you can get, and then you're using teamwork to basically get that next wave, get that first kill of the next wave, make it easy, play tradable positions. So right here, look at Reese, look at Vivid right here, does a fantastic job pushing out to Jim, understands, hey, I can't get space. For you guys who are new in the chat, for you players who are new to competing in general, space means how much of the map control, if you had to sprint forward, could you get without getting into a gunfight or potentially dying? And understanding how much of the map you can progress up without putting yourself in a compromising position is how you then win that next wave. And you see Reese does a fantastic job here.
And a couple, but he's only able to take down.
To your point, Mark does a really good job of playing his life. He's just made his one kill. He's killed a BZ. Right, he's staying down on time, he's trusting the flow. Mamba's going to refill a power position to watch over him, and then with 43 seconds left, they're going to let the game come to them. And once they get that first kill of the next wave, then you're in positions where you can trade, use your stuns, get specific information, use your nades, slow them down, and play your hybrid spots in order to then obviously make the next wave easy for you. Again, that Pro Cod's all about getting to your good spots, and from your good spots, how can we then win that, have the highest percentage chance of winning that gunfight, and then playing to then trade out. Yeah, exactly, Zach. Yeah, fantastic. I'm good, coach. I'm Jace. I'm doing fantastic. I'm really, really happy to be back. It's been a while.
But at least his team is now soaking up time. We're going for it. Vivid.
Then right here, this is where you have the numbers, and you notice he hasn't committed here, chat. Why has Reese not committed here? Why is Vivid not committed to taking the fights on 7 and 6? Think about it. So if this was me in ranked, I promise you, if this is me in ranked, I am running through and I am taking the fight. But at the highest level, why has he not taken that, right? And what is this called? He's blocking tree spawns because he pushed that no in. So it's not. I'm not too worried about him blocking the tree spawns. I'm really not. Not in this situation. Not with the time on the clock. Okay. 3 and 4 are still bedroom where they can spawn kitchen. So we know they spawn a kitchen. That's fine. Good. No help. Okay. So very good answer, Red. So Red has the answer that I'm looking for. But I want you guys to expand on that. So when he doesn't have any help, what happens if Reese ends up challenging 7 and 6? And this is not a hindsight thing. This is, I know exactly where you're spawning. I know how many of you have spawned kitchen based on my positioning. But then let's say he does take that fight. What fight is he taking, chat? And give it to me in a numerical perspective. What is that fight? It's a 1v2 fight, right? Yes, good. If he solo Charles, he can. Yeah, good. It's a 1v2, and I need you guys to understand. You'll be very actually surprised. A lot of pro COD, a lot of high level COD it's less about, obviously your talent still matters, your ability mechanically still matters, but at the highest level, it's a numbers game. It's a percentages game. How can we play positions to bring your teammates into it? How can we stay alive? What Vivid has done here in this situation, good situational awareness, is understanding, right, there's still a lot of time on the clock. That's at least 2 waves. He can let the game come to him, but if he holds space and he holds map control, he can bring his teammates into the fight. He can then not scam. This is what we call discipline. He will play disciplined, not take a 1v2, wait for his teammates to get in, and then they can fight the next wave. And this is so my question to you guys here, chat. Essentially, we've talked about in previous locker rooms about bump refill block, right? BRB. We could say, hey, he has a free life here. But in this situation, why do we not want him to use that free life? He has the option to use his free life, but why in this situation do we not want him to use his free life? Any ideas? Leaves Max solo on point if he charles out and dies. Okay. What do we reckon? What happens here if he uses his free life? That's not necessarily the answer I'm looking for. Okay. Less map pressure. Okay. What else? What else are we thinking, guys? Think about it. Think about from a flow perspective, how FaZe need to break this. He's going to keep the same spawns, so it'd be a useless overextend. Okay, now we're thinking. Okay. You lose progression on the map. Yep. Good. Good answers. So essentially the reason why I don't necessarily like him using his free life in this situation is if you're FaZe, the way you need to break this time is you're banging it through top, right? This is how they want to break. If Reese dies in this situation, it makes it harder for this guy to then watch 2 places. And then this guy's basically going to be Exactly, Zach. Yep, exactly. So in this situation, using your free life with 40 seconds left you can still do it. I'm not saying it's the least, I'm not saying it's a horrible play by any means, but with the amount of time left, with the amount of waves that are left. Thank you, Baz, for the tier 3. Oh my god, a tier 3? Wait, what? Wow, I think that's my first ever tier 3. Holy moly. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. 3 months in advance. Wow. Now, you'll be surprised, right? Now, let's think about from a spawn perspective. If FaZe do not push past the 50-yard line of this hill, if Vivid uses his free life, he is going to spawn bottom. And when it comes to a flow perspective, when it comes to understanding the lanes you want to fill to then win that next wave, it's really hard to do this while they're playing through top, because it's going to take you extra time, if you guys understand what I mean, right? So FaZe, in order to break this P1, they will play for top gap. We've had many locker rooms where we understand from a flow perspective, you want to try and play top first in order to then give yourself a springboard to collapse on P1 from multiple angles. If you spawn bottom bedroom, it takes a lot longer for you to then re-wrap to try and refill top plat to get into them positions. And most players will be more inclined to take bottom bed routes while they have top. So these are in sort of like a contradictory to what I've said, you know, in previous hills. This is one of the few hills where actually playing disciplined and holding map control is more important than trying to use your free life and trying to world star people, because that refill and that block and then when you spawn up is actually a disadvantage. Yeah, very good answers though, guys.
We are going for it. FaZe are still spawning up.
You see here he's playing his one.
Left-hand side of the minimap, they will be in the blue trunks in this match.
And then this allows you to then refill power positions together to then take fights together. Wait, Noah, how are you not a mod? Hold on, let me mod Noah. Right, there we go. And then now you're in a situation where once you make kills, then you can start to play ahead. And I like the route that Reese is taking. So you see it here. Look at the route he's rerouted here. Rerouted. So two things. Look at the way FaZe are trying to break P1. You're trying to break it from top first. Understanding what lanes you need to pick up in what situation you are in will determine how you break the hill and how you can use teamwork to break the hill. So they're playing through top. They're trying to get top control. They're trying to do it together. But Reese has made a really, really good heads-up play by getting out of gym to then re-wrap and pick up kitchen. You going to hit that sub? Hey, that's the plan. Just keep spamming adverts so you guys have to sub. Bloody arm. And you'll see it here. He's then re-wrapped to kitchen and he's now going to start playing ahead. Once you then start making the kills of that next wave, he's in a position where after they've started making kills, where he can start to think ahead, start to play ahead, to then try and flip them out behind him, and then get the rotation to this P2. And you'll see the way that, I love the way Mamba's playing here. Crazy is going to then refill where necessary. This is where you trust the flow. Thank you so much, Zach, for the tier 1. Appreciate you, my guy. And then this is where you then trust the flow of that next wave. You play your hybrid spots to give you high percentage chance gunfights, or ability to trade, and then you can push out and you can hive mind and you can ape together, basically. So look at it here. And again, this is why chat flow is very important, because flow helps to dictate what lanes you want to pick up. When you understand instinctively and quickly what lanes you need to pick up relative to the hard point, then you're in positions where you can take gunfights fast and you can take them together. And you can see an example of it here where Crazy is trusting the flow, going to refill where necessary, and they're in positions where they can fight or take the same fights together. So it's very important. Flow is very important. What lanes you need to fill, how you need to fill them. And you can see it here. This is Flow. He's the third guy. He's taking the fight, slides across, plays cat. Last guy will refill where he is. Conveyor belt system, guys. Easy enough. Understand where the power spots are, where the hybrid spots are, and then use that to play trades, use that to take the same fights.
And Mamba doing everything he possibly can to keep those players at bay. FaZe now.
Good, I just want to say as well, good use of a stun and nade here. And again, utility at the pro level is really, really important. FaZe all year, and every single year that we have played FaZe, they are one of the most annoying teams you will ever play when it comes to using a stun and when it comes to using the nades. Like, their utility usage is absurd. They know how to stun for info. They know how to nade and chal off their nades. It's the most annoying thing I have ever witnessed year after year. But very good usage from OMiT here. Okay, now they hive minding. Now there's 20 seconds left, so they're looking at playing ahead. They've got 3 kills, and they're looking for 1. look at them hive minding. They're aping through. They'll try and trade this guy out. And then once they kill him, you'll spawn close. And then you'll refill whatever lane is necessary. I expect them to get someone out kitchen, someone using the progression here. And then that way you then get the rotation to P2.
Next 2 players spawn up.
He spawns here for a reason. That tells you, okay, he's going to be on this side.
And it is indeed. So Faze have lost control.
They'll play to trade. You see them wolf packing because he, Abizi, in this moment is the most important kill. And now, chat. Right here, for my guys who've been in my previous locker rooms, what do you think I want 2 and 4 to do here? They've killed the last guy, right? What do you think on a rotation should number 2 and number 4 be doing? What do you guys reckon? Take space, but why do I want them to take space? 1 cut off kitchen, 1 cut off cat. What's good, Scott? Why? Why do I want that? Maybe I would even say I wouldn't even have anyone kitchen at this moment. And there's a couple of reasons for that. And have a think why. To prevent progression. Number 3 is alone. Okay, good, Red. Good. Right. What does he have? What does number 3 have? I want you to put yourself in number 3's shoes. What information does number 3 have? What does he have? He has kitchen. Good. Nobody has crossed. So what do you think these 2 can do on the rotation? Good, Franks. Yes, he can call out crosses. So what do you guys think 2 and 4 should be doing here? They look at their minimap. They see there's 17 seconds. They see it's a full wipe. They know exactly where they're going to be spawning relative to where number 3 is. What do you think 2 and 4 should be doing? Good. There we go. Yeah, he can see everything except underground. Playing for open lanes. Good. So, number 3 has progression, right? When you have progression on this game, keep it stupid simple. You can use it. Because if you use the progression of your teammates, you're in positions where you can trade. If you trade Faze's furthest pushed out player, assuming he's not pushed past the 50-yard line, there is no chance in hell you can flip, right? And you will keep them pinned back, right? So what these guys could do is they can keep pushing out this way, right? Now, why do I not want anyone kitchen initially? Is because there's no need. There is no need. Because the quickest lane is going to be towards plat and bedroom side, right? And this guy already has information kitchen. He has the information of anyone crossing because it's going to be the slowest lane, right? You always want to pick up the QRP first, right? Because then from that, you can predict and use process of elimination to then guess where people are going to be. And at the pro level, when people get 3 or 4 down, they're really good at tracking names. They're really good at he spawned first, second, third, fourth. Thank you so much, Scott, for the tier 1. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you very much. So by the time you get into gunfights with some of these players, Taylor with the 5 gifted. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. Genuinely means a lot. Thank you so much. Absolute W in the chat. You're a legend, man. Absolute legend. Thank you so much, Taylor. You're a goddamn beast. Holy shit. I appreciate it. It was insane. Great holiday, but I've missed this. I've missed you guys. I've missed everyone here. Thank you so much, brother. Means the fucking world to me. Thank you. I've lost my train of thought now. Okay. So when you kill multiple people at the same time, pros at the highest level, give them all the credit in the world. They're very, very good at tracking names. Most of them are really good at tracking names, right? And if you know, based on first, second, third, fourth, which player you get into a gunfight with, you can use that to then predict where the other players are going to be, right? So if I know, okay, he's number 1, he's number 2, he's number 3, he's number 4, I'm going to keep it as simple as I can. This is the order in which they've spawned. If I then fight a BZ and Simp first, based on obviously process of elimination, I can be like, okay, I've seen the second and third guy. Where is the first guy? you then use prediction and process of elimination to be like, okay, if he's not here, he's going to be here. And so, long-winded answer, by having these guys then refill power spots to then help out where the pressure is going to be coming from on a rotation, you can then use that to predict if someone's going to take an underground route or if someone's going to take a kitchen route. You want enemies to take a kitchen route. You want enemies to take an underground route, because after a certain amount of time, based on the timings, you're going to predict where they're going to be. You know it. And you can, and this is something that you can be very proactive in doing. And this is nothing, how you play this situation, guys, is nothing to do with what these guys are doing. It's more to do with, okay, we have progression. We know where you're going to spawn. So we're going to be proactive. We're going to force you into a bad situation. So yeah, good answers. You see that there, chat? As soon as they killed a BZ, if they turned round and they played to trade out together, they would have been fine. It would have stopped FaZe from being almost like a tidal wave on Mac. They would have at least tried to trade out.
Side of the map, but a BZ one's a big one. Mama lovely wall bang there, and P1 is going to come to a close. And OMiT, what a lead they've gained. Yeah, that's a perfect start there from OMiT.
Number 3, telling you exactly where the first guy is going to be. Your spawn will tell you exactly where at least one person, maybe 2 people are going to be. If you don't get a no map progression spawn, meaning you don't get the spawn closest to the hill, there's a degree of manipulation happening that will tell you exactly at least where 1 or 2 people are going to be.
Already have great plays coming in from Vivid. A perfect start at 4 and 2. Mamba on 3 in a row. Been able to slay your way out.
So yeah, so just to reiterate, guys, you see what I'm saying? If you already have progression on scrap time, play a high line. Use it. Play to trade. Especially after you get a clean wave. You get that clean wave, reinforce where you think the quickest route is, where you think pressure is coming from, and then you can react off where the pressure is. They don't do that. They give FaZe the entire map control, and I want to also give FaZe a lot of credit. What do you think FaZe do really well here? There are 2 things that FaZe do absolutely excellently here in order to capitalize on the mistake OMiT made. 2 things. What do you guys reckon that is? Taking the same child's aping together. Good. Right. So they ape together. They have mind. This is what we call hive mind, right? Hive mind, chat, is making a decision or having the same decision across all players. They all decided to hit scrap. Not one person's doing this and one person's doing this. No. Hive minding is having the same goal or the same objective. So good. Number 1. What is the second thing from a flow perspective that FaZe are doing really well here? From a flow perspective. What lanes are they picking up first? So I'm going to rewind it for you guys. Let's look at what lanes they're picking up first.
It might be a spawn flip. We'll see where those next 2 players spawn up. And it is indeed. So FaZe have lost control of the left-hand side of the map, but a BZ one's a big one. Mama lovely wall bang.
What lanes have they picked up first when it came to breaking the hill? They child top cat and bottom bed. Now they picked up so they picked up top cat first. And explain to me, so go 1 step further. Why is it important to pick up top cat first? For you guys who've been in my previous locker rooms, you guys should know this. Why is it important to take, so QRP good, but from a positioning perspective, like put yourself in the shoes of FaZe, why do you want to get top first? Because top cat good. Yep, fantastic, Frank. Absolutely fantastic. Good answer.
There. And P1 is going to come to a close.
Power position is very good.
Yeah, that's a perfect start
And
there from OMiT.
you can see how FaZe are still playing this. They're still trying to use teamwork. They're still trying to hive mind. They're still trying to ape. And one of the things that pro teams do really well, especially your phases, your LATs, your optics, is if you make a mistake, they will punish you. They will capitalize on it, and they will do it fast. Speed and lack of hesitation in the decision making you have. They didn't hesitate. They came off spawn. They knew the situation they were in. They were communicating it, and they hit out together. All right, see how they're playing it here.
Slides right up, takes care of business. Craze now trying to stay alive, over by time.
Good effort from Craze. Good effort.
Getting in the mix. Back.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. How did how did he get that right? Okay, so he's weak. Draws gets a bullet into him. Oh my god, that is so unfortunate. It's a little snake. If you guys have seen it in ranked, when people like lay down behind tables or like head glitches or like sofas and you can't see them but they can see you. Like this is, it's like one of them. He would have killed it. Oh, I would have killed him there. Missionary for the win.
What a moment from Mac. Mr. Triple today.
Okay, right, let's see how they play this. Now, this is a situation where I like the fact that he's taken his free life, right? Now, he's using his free life. He's bumping out for then the rest of the guys to then refill where needed, right? This is what I like from Craze, and this is why it is different from bumping out on a P1 versus bumping out on a P2. It's because it's advantageous. When you die, the spawn that you get based on relative to where the enemies are, like that no map progression spawn, is beneficial in comparison to that rare example on P1 where that no map progression spawn bedroom is actually not helpful whatsoever. And I like this. This is what I want to see. Okay, so I've had players over the years. I've seen players over the years. I've teamed with players over the years. When you play against good players, you almost overthink it. You are scared of their names. You hesitate on the decisions you normally would do. You don't take the same gunfights you would because you feel like that, oh, I'm playing a known name, right? Therefore, for some reason, magically, he's going to take more bullets or whatever. What I love about watching Craze against Faze is the fact that he keeps that same level of confidence, that same level of decisiveness, that same like lack of hesitation, even against Faze. He's not showing respect. Not respect, sorry. He's playing to win. He's playing confident, but he's not playing silly. What I find is sometimes, and this is why I think esports, I've always thought this way, that esports, 75% of it is mental, right? You can have all the talent in the world, but if there's pressure and you're playing against some of the best players in the world, you either play really slow because you're scared or you play really fast because you're overcompensating. The thing that I was impressed by this entire team, and I'm just going to highlight Craze, is his pacing. I was impressed by his pacing. He knew when to speed up, when to slow down. Another player whose pacing I was really impressed by was Abe. Abe on Toronto. His first game, I can't remember who it was against. I think maybe it was Miami. I can't remember. But like, his pacing was excellent. And I remember tweeting about it. I love seeing amateur players who, from the eye test, look super comfortable playing against household names. That's how you know mentally they're going to be in the league for a long time. Very good from Crazy. This is what I like to see. And look at this. He's not then ego challenging. Look at this here, guys. So he uses his free life, right? Whatever. Simp gets through. Chris makes a fantastic play. He gets through. He kills number one in the back. But then he doesn't reach out. He's waiting for a teammate to get into the play. You know what I mean? And then when he gets off the time, then he goes and tries to chow. Oh, this is a bang out. And that's what I really like about players who come to the league, who can show you like they know how to balance their pacing and they're not letting like the pressure of the event or they're not letting the situation like get over them. I like the way OMiT have rotated here. Very good first wave. They're playing very good power positions.
Can he make anything of this life? Mac, lovely work on the read. Takes care of it.
So, okay. I'm going to play, this is the first series, right? So, there was slightly bit controversial, right? There was a, this was when Sib and Kenny were watching their VOD in, like a response to that YouTuber, right? And the YouTuber was saying, well, you should know after a while that if you see nothing here, then you know they're going mid, right? What's good, No Scott? Yeah, Hydra breakdown soon, right? And Kenny and Sib were saying, well, I might agree to an extent, but that is considered hindsight. So let me try my best to explain to you what a hindsight play is versus what not a hindsight play is. So let's look at this situation, right? You know, okay, I see nothing here. You have the minimap to help you and guide you and tell you, right, I know where all these 4 players are, and that's going to be some sort of a bias when it comes to the play that you're making, right? But you need to try your best when it comes to either developing a system or you're trying to give feedback, is you're trying to remove that bias you have of looking at where you think the players are at the moment, and you're trying to get specific information at the moment, right? And right here, even though number 3 doesn't see anything, which when you don't see anything will tell you where people are going to be based on that timing perspective, it doesn't necessarily mean that nobody is going to hit that nobody is going to play that, right? Not everybody plays perfect fluid COD. One team's mistake might be a benefit if it kills you, right? If you're not ready for it. And in this case, you can see here, even though he's the last guy in the flow, and you might say, right, he's the last guy in the flow, so he's going to play scrap, and then everyone else should be out mid. And then he can play off the hill once the hill is gone, because then now you know the timing, right? But then he doesn't. He's the one that's actually playing for it, not the guy on scrap, right? He still kills him, but then you have the second guy challenging. And you might argue, well, the second guy shouldn't even be in this position, because the second guy from a game plan perspective should be like here or like here or like here, because in a perfect world, that is what the perfect or the most optimal play would have been. And that is my point, is just because it's not like optimal doesn't mean teams aren't going to do it, and a mistake can't then just be a benefit, and we don't have the benefit of hindsight to then say, okay, maybe you shouldn't have done this, maybe you shouldn't have done this. And in that situation with Ken and Dante, I think Ken was here, but like, if you're the first guy, I want you holding that. I want you holding it, because you do not know, unless you get that specific information that all 4 players are there, that someone isn't going to do this in late chow. Even if it is the third guy or the second guy, that you have the luxury of a minimap to tell you. That's, I guess the differences between like hindsight and then understanding in the moment decision making and using that information in the moment.
Takes care of business.
I think it was horribly put, but like hopefully you get the idea what I mean.
Last man standing. Can he take care of this player who's already weak?
And then
Team Kill's gonna get that one done. Raza effective, and Mac is able to find another one as
like
well.
even here.
Already 3 dead. Last man standing.
What I want him to do here is, I don't even want him to go top. I want him to refill through time. Chat. My question to you guys is, why do I want him to refill through time? What's the benefit of number 3 refilling through time here? In this situation, minimap aside, so get rid of these guys, minimap aside, with the information he has, like, why do you want him to refill through here? What do they have? One has all of mid. Yeah, exactly. You're just refilling. Yeah. We already have mid control. Yeah, sure, he can go top and you know, you could fight here, blah blah blah, which he ends up doing. But then once trades are being made, you have progression, right? So if they had him still alive, and him still alive, him going top is a perfect fill. Perfectly done, right? But then this is where the game becomes situational, and this is where you have to make decisions on the fly, right? And this is why it's about making decisions on what you see on your minimap, okay? You know your teammate's dead, right? These two are dead. So what you want to make sure you're doing, guys, is you're refilling through time because you already have that progression. He already has a teammate on P3. Now you want to reinforce the most important objective. Play on P3, help each other to trade, because that's where the most efficient kills are going to be coming from, because you're playing from time. So if his teammates were alive, you can refill top. If his teammates have died, you refill and you trade through time. Simple as that. Like right here, number 3 would have already been towards time, and then you can cut from the hill. Remember, guys, you can watch lanes from the hill. So as long as you have reinforcements from the hill, you can then refill around that, understand what space, what timings you have, and make the trades easy for you. Then right here, 3 would have already been here, playing for 5, playing for 7 and 8, and then they can then, based on spawning here, they can refill wherever it's necessary. Easy as that.
Get that one done. Raza effective on the trade. Neither team is currently fighting for the hill time.
Progression is really important, guys. Progression is really important. Keep it stupid simple. Understand when you have progression and make sure you're using it, because then you're in positions where you're trading and making the most efficient kills. Okay, so Craze made a really good play. I want to show you Craze's play.
Get that one done.
What is Craze doing? What is Craze doing here, and why is it a really good play? What is Craze done here? Good. So Craze has made a pinch. For you guys in the chat, I think I have an emote for this. Do I have an emote for this? Okay, I have 2 emotes. No, I have 1 emote for this answer. And I've got, so there's 2 answers. One is an emote and one is a regular answer. What is Craze doing really well here? What's he done really, really well here? No, Chris, that's not the answer I'm looking for. Not a bump refill block. Not in this situation. It's not a free life. Nope. What do they need to do? What do OMiT need to do? What do they need to do in this situation? Not a hybrid spot. Yeah, we're getting close. They need to break. Yes, there we go. Okay, that's answer number 2. Is Craze has taken the long route, and he's taken the long route in order to set up a break because he's the first guy. In that situation, they have just been wiped. They know they don't have control. They're coming off spawn, understanding and guessing what space they have, where Faze are going to be, and they know they need to break the hill. Craze is the first guy off spawn, and he's taking a route. Why is Craze taking a route? Come on, guys. Why is Craze taking the route? Why is he the first guy taking the route? Because of what? What could that reason be? He has the timing. Good. Yep, first off spawn, he has the timing. Your timing is going to be the most favorable in order to set up a break. And it sets up the rest of your teammates. So by him taking that route, if they don't pick him up, he has a free break. If they do pick him up, then that's 1 or 2 players less in the trades for the rest of these guys. Good. And then also, don't forget, guys, it's a 3-1. My favorite breaks, 3-1s. 3-1s right here. You get your mass on one side of the map, you pinch on the other side of the map, and then you force trades or you be annoying. I bloody love 3-1s. Doesn't he have the possibility to flip? No, he doesn't, because they'll end up spawning here. When he's quick enough with no kills made, he'll end up spawning here.
For the hill time, they're fighting for the map control.
You see that? This is why I love 3-1s. He's out of the play. He's out of the play. It's a 3 versus 2 once Mamba gets in. And they can then just play towards time. They can trade out time. And then they can turn around and cut from the hill based on where they think people are going to be. Wave by wave, guys. Wave by wave. Very, very good break. I mean, Sib gets a 2-piece. Oh my god, Craze gets a 3-piece. Hello?
Was the player who I had highlighted going into this. A very, very slow start, but he's already turning around, sitting at 8-8. It's basically a tie game.
Right, 30 seconds left. They can let the game come to them. Play the first kill of the next wave, and then hive mind and ape out.
On the approach
I like this. This is what I love. I love stuff like, when you look at the minimap, I love stuff like this, where he's taking the child, but number 2 is just flying at him. This is playing with confidence, guys.
Kitchen once again. This is selling from grass.
Same again. You can tell OMiT have been watching the locker room. Let the game come to you. Once you then get specific information, you can use your stuns. You can use your nades. You're in good position. So number 3 is going to let them overextend while Mamba's in an AR spot watching the lane. He's going to then chow off that. This is, guys, this is where communication is going to be very important, especially when you're holding a setup. By understanding who has what, by understanding what lanes are open, it allows you to focus on one thing. You can then time your stuns. You can then time your nades. If Mamba is saying, look, I've got Cell 1 shot, I've got a BZ 1 shot, I've got a BZ stunned, I've got a BZ naded, then you want to chow off that, and this is how you then make that next wave easier for each other. So when you guys are playing in ranked, when you do get a clean wave, when you do have the setup of the hill, right, I want you to talk to each other, say what you guys have, predict where you think they're going to be coming from, and then you're just bouncing that information off each other. Yo, if he's 1 shot, I want you flying. I want you challenge. Yo, I've got 2 people 1 shot, stunned. You have numbers, fly. Play with confidence, play with aggression.
He will be the entry man. Great work.
You see that? You see that? Crazy is now challenging off what Mamba's doing. And this is how you then use teamwork. And look at number 2 here. Look at how they're all in positions to help each other. The way Call of Duty is progressing, the way you have high level COD is when you are in an advantageous position. When you have the hill, that's an advantageous position because the enemies have to break you. The enemies have to clear you. The enemies have to take disadvantageous gunfights, right? They don't know where you are, but you know where they are. If I know exactly where you're spawning, we can play hybrid positions and power spots to then get that specific information, understand where the bulk of their pressure is coming from based on what lanes we have, and then in the moment, if I'm getting stunned, naded, 1 shot, we'll just take a chal off that, and then once you have numerical advantage, trade. And you see it here. Mamba does a fantastic job playing an AR position to watch outer. Crazy is playing a fantastic position in the hill to make them overextend because he knows in the flow he's the first guy. He's the first guy in the flow, so he's going to, in the setup, he's going to make them overextend and buy time. He's in a hybrid spot to help in both places. It's teamwork at the end of the day, and then reacting off that teamwork.
At range, 3 dead for
And then
Faze.
you see how they play it here?
He will be the entry man.
After they get that kill, look how fast they then end up playing it. Going through. 20 seconds left, playing ahead now. Let's flip them out behind us. They know they're looking for 1 because they're tracking names. He's going to try and look for him. Good kill.
Holds his life for as long as he possibly can. Puts Mac on a 3 spree.
And this is where Faze can get aggressive because they know they have.
Oh my god, is he just spawned there?
Life for as long as he possibly can. Puts Mac on a 3 spree.
And this is where Faze can get aggressive.
Yeah, no, fine. Yeah, I know why. I know why he spawned there, but all right, brilliant. You know, you can spawn there. All right, Zach, you can have a free spawn if you want.
They know they have the advantage. And
He's probably mind blown. He's like, why the hell have I spawned here?
So Crazy's gonna have his hands full. Already finds a double. The stun is
And the fact that he's then ended up spawning.
So Crazy's gonna have his hands full. Already.
I mean, I get it. It makes sense. You know, don't get me wrong. It does make sense. But in real time, it's just, I mean, there's no other option, right? But it's just, I don't know, it's crazy to see. And then that guy spawning here. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like crazy to see, but I get it. All right, let's see how FaZe play this P4.
finesse. Guarantees his team the close spawns towards the back. They win the rotation again towards P4.
Amazing stuff.
All right, chat. What are FaZe doing really well here? Or what did they do really well initially?
Faze
What are they doing good here?
managing to hold on to
Or what they did? What did they do good here?
Again towards P4.
amazing stabilization there from Fade.
What was initially decent about what FaZe were doing
Towards the back.
here?
They win the rotation again towards
So 2 pieces of information. Thank you, Echo, for the tier 1. I appreciate you, my guy. So think about it. What does cell spawn tell you? Can someone explain to me what cell spawn is going to tell you? Playing their life. Good. So I hope you guys understand, right? The more that you watch Pro COD, the more you understand it's actually about value in your life. It's more about playing your life than anything. At high level Call of Duty, the better you can play your life, the more you can get information, and the more you can bring your teammates into it. And you'll notice the game tends to be very wave by wave. It's very team fight by team fight. Cell spawn is telling you that they've got control of this. They're going to be pushing that side, right? Yes. Yeah, fantastic answer, Napalm. And when you know where at least one player is going to be based on where you spawn, that is where you can then reinforce and then play to trade. And yeah, even FaZe, one of the fastest teams in the game, letting the game come to you. They end up tweaking a little bit, whatever the case may be, but you get the idea.
P4. Amazing stabilization there from Faze. Managing to hold on to this position. That is Draz, so just cooling off in the shower there, soaking up as much of this time as possible. Here comes Vivid on the pie from bedroom. Nobody
They do a good job here, and then just play to trade. And now, chat. So earlier on in the map, some of you guys gave me the answer that they could bump refill block and use a free life when it was not the case. In this case, he has a free life and he can bump, they can refill, and they can block. Why can he do it in this situation, chat? Why can he do it in this situation? What is different about this situation versus the situation you guys were telling me before? Why is this now a good situation to bump refill block and use your free life? Because they have map progression. Okay. The hill allows you to play. Good. Four down. Yes. That's the answer I'm looking for. They've just got a clean wave. In order to determine when you can use your free life, it's determined on how many kills and when you get the kills of a hill. They've just got basically a clean 4. When you know after you get like a clean 4 where they're going to be, you can use it to take space. You can use it to get map control because you know you have the time and the space to run up the map, because if you die, you're just going to spawn close to the hill anyway. That is the distinction between when to use your free life and when not to use your free life.
Ethan for his trouble, but another death in the pile. Abizi now pressing forward.
This is so good from Abizi. This was actually so good from Abizi, because if you notice here, guys, he bought time. This is why the free life is so important, right? Right, let's look at Abizi's point of view. Using his free life. He has no idea. He has no idea where Abizi is. The reason why a free life is so important, guys, and understanding when to use your free life to be beneficial for the team, is because you catch people sprinting. You catch people throwing a nade. You catch people throwing a stun. And you get specific information of how many people are in a certain place. Look at him. Crazy is not even looking at Abizi. Abizi's ran up using his free life, trying to play kills, because he's thinking, are you going to come here or are you going to come here? He's playing for both angles right now because he doesn't know if you're going to do this or if you're going to do this. Right? Look at it. And then he snaps onto him. And while he's doing that, look at Draz. Draz is using his free life. The free life is one of the best ways to promote teamwork, because you're basically using this guy as a sacrificial lamb. You're like, right, Abizi, you go run, you go use your free fucking life. I'm just going to watch over you, and I'm going to trade anyone that ends up killing you because they're tweaking about you. And a free life gives you the ability to use your talent here, guys. But understanding when to use your free life is key. Look how he plays it. He nades this side, expecting Mamba to slide across. He nades it to either force him to chow off weak or stop him pushing, right? And then, look, this is the point that I was making earlier. FaZe are so annoying at using their stuns and nades. He's look at him. He has chowed off a nade. He naded him, semtexed him, and he's chowed off it. And they do this every time. In this case, it hasn't worked. But more often than not, it's going to work.
Amber now out of the play for as long as he can. Great time from FaZe here on bed.
There you go. Draz is now then refilling. And they can't do anything. Word on the street, I'm going to coach Rainbow Six. I would love to coach Rainbow Six. I played a bunch of Rainbow Six for like 2-3 years.
Now 9 deaths in a row for Vivid. The veteran needs to show his presence.
And then you can refill where necessary. And look at it now, they've basically got the full time outside of a Mamba 2-piece. Mamba 3-piece, right? The play initially from FaZe was fantastic, but don't let Mamba get in a World Star 3-piece take that away from what FaZe have just done there. That is, you know, you get 3-piece like that, like, it's got to be more aware. Is what it is.
Looking towards, another P1, folks. Well, a wonderful first set of hardpoint. Simply 10 points now separating our teams. FaZe are going to make their way back over towards Nu.
Right, let's see how FaZe play this. Nice. Really good play from Draz. Look at him again. Same game plan. This is what we call a game plan, right? Understanding what lanes you need to pick up, what lanes you need to fill, what lanes you need to flow. Game plan. Picking up top. At the same time, they'll hit bottom. We did this. We stole it from these guys. As soon as you get top, you can deny these hybrid spots. Once you deny these hybrid spots, they can't watch bedroom, they can't watch kitchen. Opens up the timing for you to then run out and try and kill the guy on time. What's the biggest difference between Shotzi, Hydra, and Abizi? I have been watching your videos and you always mention those three. We'll find out. So I'm going to do Paco in... When am I doing Paco? Like 30 minutes? So in 30 minutes, when we dissect Paco, we'll see what the difference is from a playstyle perspective. And you see, same again. They do the same thing, the same game plan, the same flow. And look at how they end up breaking P1. Really, really good job from them. Look at 6 just being annoying. So one has to play for number 6.
Find their kills, get a break.
Break is good. Now you already have players like Abiz who's trying to potentially flip.
You'll see kind of the difference between how OMiT played it first rotation versus FaZe. 6 is spawned there. So like 6 can't really change anything. But you can see like how 6 is in a bad position. And it gives OMiT the space and the ability to then refill through top, make him useless, and then end up breaking rather than playing to let the game come to them.
Hope though, Drazah and Simp find their kills, get a break.
Break is good.
Five's kind of tweaking here.
Yeah, players like Abiz who's trying to potentially flip these spawns, but he is going to get picked off. So you have the numbers, you just got to fly on in. Mamba again lighting up the kill feed, pops a double, but he's the only player on this side of the map. He's so aware, he understands what is getting thrown at him.
So even though, right guys, even though FaZe hold this, right? FaZe hold this, MC repinches kitchen, and I am really not a fan of MC repinching kitchen. I'd rather him hold it, and he's playing in a position where he can then potentially help Jim. I don't think it ends up being too horrible, but you see how they end up causing splits in this situation rather than just keeping the game stupid simple here. And then they spawn one here because of MC's positioning, which can make the game feel kind of impossible unless number 7's in a position where he's hive-minded with number 8 and they both end up doing it and then they refill through time. You're making the game messy in this situation. I understand why MC's done it. I just not too sure if I'm the biggest fan of it.
the numbers.
Oh, let's see that. Let's
Already
see.
have
Let's
players
see.
like these who's trying to
I think Zach shouldn't be watching this in the first place. Like whatever. It is what it is, right? He's thinking someone's there, whatever, right?
flip these spawns, but he is going to get picked off. So you have the numbers. You just got to fly on in. Mamba again lighting up the
Yeah, I don't think it's the end of the world. I just think it could have got really messy.
He understands what is getting thrown at him, and him just getting that one-on-one.
But same again. Look at FaZe at least trying to let the game come to them. Same again. Understanding your flow, understanding the importance of what lanes you need to pick up.
Lovely job balancing the map right now. And
Damn.
Vivid. We asked for a turnaround moment, and that might have been it. A lovely two. His teammates are all over the place now.
And then same again here, chat. Understanding if you already have progression on a rotation, you don't need to give up the entire map. Use that progression of your teammates, use that map control, and then play to push out. Play to trade them.
We're seeing a low route being taken from FaZe. They're looking towards that.
And because you play a high line here, chat, and this goes to my earlier point, because you're playing a high line, because you're using the progression, you get that information sooner. And because you get that information sooner, you can predict where other people are going to be. Look at their positioning. They're like, right, we don't see anything after a couple seconds. Like after 5 seconds, we don't see anything except someone top. Yo, somebody pick up down low because there's 9 seconds left. And I predict that you're going to take an underground route simply because the information I don't have is telling me what you could potentially be doing.
To break. We'll see how that goes though. That is a BZ on the low route. Craze taking the fight upstairs.
Yeah, you already have Mamba in that position, watching the zip. Not going to allow them to potentially break them down.
Look at number 6. I like what number 6 is done. Okay. All right, chat.
That is a BZ on the low route. Craze taking the fight upstairs.
What is good about what number 6 has done? Hey, what's good, Sparky? Hey, Sparky, you can answer this. What is really good about what number 6 is doing, and why? Why? So have a look at this clip, right? So FaZe are in the grey. Let's look at number 6. What is number 6 doing good? 1. And why is it good? So look at it here. Why is it good? So keep watching. And why is that good? And give me more of an explanation. Okay, so he's waiting for his team to win their ones or make noise or to flip for P2. But let's look at it a bit more. In the flow, what number is he? What number is he in the flow? Waited for teammates and threw off the timing. Good, Lazy. Good. He's the first guy taking a route. Good. Yeah. You guys, the more you guys watch the locker room, the more we will get repetition. Repetition is key for neuroplasticity. Repetition is key for muscle memory development. That is why I keep repeating the same things, because you guys will start to understand why. He's the first guy. But in this case, he is not the first guy to activate the play. What does activate the play mean? Chat, what does it mean to activate a play? What does that mean? If I'm trying to activate a play. Come on guys, if I'm waiting to activate, what does that mean? What does that mean, Sparky? I'm waiting to activate on a play. Start a play so that teammates can get more map control, have them get him off, take the first child. So good answer, Frank, right? So yeah, so activating means like taking the fight. Like moving to take the fight, moving to get into a gunfight, right? In most cases, in a 3-1 setup, you want your first guy to activate in a play. You want your first guy to activate in a play because it either drags people away to open up a timing for the other 3, or you get free kills because they're not watching it, right? In this case, you don't want aBeZy to activate the play first because he's in a situation where they're going to be watching it. So then he's waiting, and because he wants to flip, he wants to get through. When you don't activate first on a break and you're trying to get through and get the space, you want the 3 of your teammates to drag people away. And so that's what's happening here. What's happening here, guys, is aBeZy is waiting for FaZe, for the rest of his teammates, to chow obvious power spot positions to try and force trades or try and force kills in order for the guy who's picking up that lane to either give it up or for his teammates to then run forward and take that fight. Good answers.
aBeZy on the low route. Craze taking the fight upstairs.
Yeah, you already have Mamba in that position, watching the zip.
Look at the way they slide. Look at the way they're moving. Look how fast they are together now. Hive mind, guys. 7 and 8 are going to fight together. Look at him. They're going to be sliding to look for him. But OMiT end up winning it. FaZe actually played that really well, but then OMiT honestly just gunned their way out of it. I've been really... Okay, look at FaZe again. Right? They aren't hesitating to hive mind and do something together. Look at the 3 of them players. Look at them holding hands, fighting together. They get 1, which means they're in a 4 versus 3. 45 seconds left. His spawn is going to tell you where at least one of the enemies are going to be. You're not going to know exactly where he's going to be. It could be like here, whatever. But you know someone's in that area. And look at how they then played the trade.
Rolling thunder across Skyline. Mac.
But it's fine. It's a 4v3, but Mac somehow gets a World Star 2-piece anyway, right? And I just feel like it's so... I have seen so many situations on this map where FaZe actually play really well. They play the situations really well, but then somebody gets a 3-piece. Mamba, 3-piece back at P4. Vivid, 3-piece. Mac, 3-piece. Mac, 3-piece on a P2, right?
Gets 2. Selling him now, keeping that play alive on the right-hand side of the map. Oh, now through the middle comes Draz. Over to Piano. Striking a chord right on through the setup. Oh, Vivid.
Good play, Vivid.
Beautiful stuff as OMiT now still holding it together.
Nice. Really, really, really good plays, at least from OMiT, to trade and take fights together. Right, let's listen in.
I'm going mid. Both by probably. He's close fire. Close fire P1. Close fire P1. You weak. Busy. P1 draws. P1 dead. In you weak. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm going mid with you. I'm working the whole way. Bottom mid. You in time. I heard you. Watch your rugs. I'm gonna wait for the stone ramp. Yeah. Push up front. I'm down front with you. Stone weak, Joseph. On the bar. Sit. On the bar. Sit. Rugs on the bar. Take it. Sell P1. Sell P1 right now. I flipped. I'm gonna drop weight. P1 so weak. You, busy. P1 also. Go. On the bar. P1 top. P1 T. He repeat your zone. You right now. Jaws repeat your stone. I heard you. Look at my stone. You and rugs. Stone Jaws. Lights. I've right. I'm repeating mid. You 1 HP. I'm repeating you. Wait for your mid. Bail on the bar. Watch on the bar sim. He's you. We're hitting front. He's our side you. You again busy. Weak. Nice. Could be outer.
Calm comms from OMiT.
Wow. Okay. Abe was put in those positions all year and even last year, but didn't really deliver.
In a moment like this.
So let's look at this here, right?
There's two right right
Even look at the way some of the pro players take their childs. Like, you'll notice this game is very iron heavy, but they still play with that pace. Very iron heavy. Good from Mamba.
Watch your close up fire. Watch your close up fire. Nice. I'm going mid. Both by probably. He's close fire P1.
Look at number 3. This was a huge kill. So right here, aBeZy, huge kill, right? And again, this is another situation where whenever you're giving feedback, whenever you're reflecting, you need to try and take the minimap out of it as much as you can and understand what your team need to do with the information they have, the situation they're in. And you see right here, like 6 is the first guy. He's picking up the easiest route for an enemy to get to you and the hardest route for you. And he's holding it. And that's where he's trusting the flow. And unless you get specific information telling you otherwise, and your teammates are getting that information telling you otherwise, it's very difficult for you to then give it up because, again, look at where Mamba is from a minimap perspective. You could say, hey, why isn't 3 doing this, 2 doing this with 4, you know, because that would be almost the most perfect play. But that's in hindsight. That's what we mean. In hindsight, sure, we can see, okay, 3's not done that. 3's actually went to try and get new first, even though you could argue this is not the right situation for him to do so. Well, if Abizi then gives it up because he's like, right, I don't see anything for a couple of seconds because from a timing perspective, he's late because he's a third guy and he shouldn't be doing that. Well, then he then turns around and this guy gets the timing and kills him in the back. Right? In hindsight, we know number 3 has hit this, but in the moment, you don't know. Right? So then, therefore, in the moment, Abizi's play as the first guy in the flow to pick up the QRP towards new or the hardest lane towards new is the right play until you get information otherwise. Right? That's how it works.
Yeah, probably. He's close fire P1. Close fire P1.
You see right here? This could have went real bad. I'm good, Wolf. I'm good, my man. How are you? Appreciate you asking. This could have went real bad. If Abizi continued to hold Jim there, right? Then 3 would have got a timing to kill 6. Right? So that's the difference again. I want to highlight the differences between almost like looking at the game from a minimap hindsight perspective versus what you're trying to put yourself in their shoes. And now look at how Abizi's playing. Abizi's playing it very good. And look at them taking fights. I want you guys, the next time you play ranked, okay, is once you get a clean wave, right? Again, pro card is very wave by wave. Once you get a clean wave and you understand what hybrid spots you need to play, I want you to predict where you think the enemies are going to spawn. When you predict where the enemies are going to spawn, you know, or you can reasonably predict what routes they could take, right? And the time it takes to take certain routes. I want you to learn how to read the pressure and take the same fights with your teammate. If I know where someone's spawning, right, I'm going to look at my mini map. I'm going to play a good spot, hybrid spots, power spots. You'll learn the more you play. Head glitches, behind the bar, behind the chair, whatever. And I want you to try and take the same fight as a teammate for that next wave. Imagine Hacienda P2, the easiest example I can use. And I want you guys to do this for Black Ops 7 as well, right? Hacienda P2, when you're spawning at the back, you know there's a good chance enemies are going to be hitting front, right? Let's say you guys are pushed out lobby or whatever, you're blocking, you're forcing them to spawn boat, you know that they're going to hit front. I want you guys to start predicting, okay, I think they're going to hit this. How can I take that same fight with my teammate? I want you to start getting into that habit and start realizing, okay, I can take the same fight as my teammates. And I promise you, once you get that mentality of playing to trade and playing to fight, take the same fights, you guys are going to be flying up the ranked. People focus too much on mechanics, and I promise you, unless you are platinum and below, you do not need to worry about your gun skill. The game aims for you. I promise you. I didn't play for 5 years and I got to iridescent in 3 weeks. The game aims for you. So that's what I want you guys to do. And FaZe show you a really good example of them trying to take the same gunfights. And then once you get information, and then you can turn around, you can play off that, and you can predict where people are going to be. All right. You see here, look at 6 and 7, and now you can start bouncing off where you think people are going to be. And the whole idea is, guys, you're doing it from the hill. And naturally, when you do things from the objective, that's how you prioritize the right kills. That's how you become efficient with your kills. Except for that spawn. So let's pretend like the spawn didn't happen. Because goddamn, this right here should have been a full 40 for FaZe, potentially onto a P4.
Watch out on the bar step. He's you. We're hitting front. He's our side, you. Our side, you. You again, busy. Weak. Nice. Could be outer.
Same again. Nice. A busy bail out. Welcome to LAT. God, a busy so good. Holy. Holy shit. All right. Okay, they're back at it again.
Still does not matter. FaZe Clan have the raw talent to battle their way back in for that final 15 seconds. You're going to be down by 10, but again, for the third...
All right, chat.
Fifth. So all you have to do is just be level-headed. Make sure we're taking our time on these approaches, on how we're going to set up...
Okay, chat. What was initially good about this, and what do you think I don't really like about this?
These plays. Still does not matter. FaZe Clan have the raw talent to battle their way back in for that final... No, never mind. I think this is okay. I really think this is fine. I think if MC gets one, you could argue that MC should stay alive here. Yeah, you could say, hey, MC, you could stay alive, right? Honestly, if he gets one and he dies, he's just going to spawn up here anyway. Like, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think the fact that he just ran forward in case they ended up doing this... Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I don't mind. Nah, ignore me. I think that's okay. I'm nitpicking. Still does not matter. FaZe Clan have
if he wins his one, he's okay. He's going to probably get two there.
The raw talent to battle their way back in for that
oh my god. That snake is insane.
But again, for the third, fifth time, they win the rotation.
Yeah, he ends up spawning there anyway.
Oh, the 1v1 gets won by Craze. Takes care of Cillian. That's going to be a little bit of time going his way. Waiting for the reinforcements.
Wait.
Holding the back line,
Wait, how? I feel like there are so many hills where like I expect FaZe to win because they're in advantageous positions, and then they just don't because like someone's just made a hero play. Like someone's just got like a 2-piece or a 3-piece. Like Craze here, like if Craze doesn't win this 1-on-1 versus MC, like FaZe are gonna full 60 this, and then they're gonna be up by 40. Like this is such a huge 1-on-1, right? This is such a huge 1-on-1. They win this. 6 is gonna play for 2. 5 is in a hybrid spot to help both ways. Like then FaZe are gonna get the next wave of P4, and then they're gonna be up by 40 points, and then but Craze wins such a huge 1-on-1 on P4. This 1-on-1 right here is huge. Because now they're tweaking about him, and then number 2 takes that route. Yeah, see, I don't know. I think he's taking an underground route. So this was such to give him credit. This was such a good heads up route because he's understanding. Because you got to remember, guys, I need you to think like a pro player, right? Think about the situation you're in. My team's been wiped. They have P3 control. When you get wiped, it's a game within a game. You're trying to predict what positions they're most likely going to be in. And as you're clearing it, it's like a checklist in your head. He's not here, he's not here, he's not here. I've come off spawn. I think he's going to be here, 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 and here, right? And when you're clearing when you're clearing lanes, chat, you're trying to predict where people are going to be. That's what you're doing, right? And as you're clearing things, you're clearing that list of predictions. What Craze has done here is he's predicted, right, I've come off spawn. I think they have the entire map. This is going to be impossible to force out trades. So I'm the first guy in the flow. I am going to take the underground route in the hope of when I get to here, I can use it to either break P4 or get you out. So this was such a bloody heads up play from Craze. Again, if MC wins that 1-on-1 versus Craze, they're fine. FaZe are probably going to get a 40, 50 points off that, right? The fact that he doesn't opens up the timing for Mac, who wins a huge 1-on-1 on Simp, by the way, to then repinch. He gets that kill on Simp. Then it opens up the timing, and now he's taking the route because 5 is trying to trade out Craze. Even and 7 spawns here, which should tell you, right, someone's going to be on this side.
for the reinforcements and somehow holding the back
And now they've gone from everything to basically nothing.
And how much time can they secure here? Because this can basically lock the game up.
That's fine. Mamba uses free life. He's going to spawn up good anyway.
Out of the SMGs and Mac and Craze through the front door.
There you go. Spawns up.
Back on the pinch in sync to get all 4 kills.
But very, very, very good job from OMiT. Again, guys, this is what I need you to do, right? So we identified here, he's got a free life. Outside of number 4 using his free life, what is good about OMiT's flow? Talk to me. Like, what do you think is good about the way OMiT are flowing, about the positions they're playing? So, like, right here, what do you think is good about what Mac's doing? Explain to me what you think is really good about what Mac's doing here. What do you think I'm liking from Mac? Getting info. So yeah, he's getting info, but from a positional perspective, from a micro perspective, what is good about this? He's holding an off angle and come back down. Yes, good. So this is now how we're going to start thinking like pro players, right? Yeah, sure, they're letting the game come to him. Fantastic answer, right? But then Max playing a hybrid spot when he's letting the game come to him, where he's playing an off angle because he's predicting where Faze are going to be. He has an SMG. He's going to play an SMG position to give him the highest percentage chance of winning that next gunfight. He's ironing where they think they're going to be, and he's also in a position where he can help here. He can help here, and he can back off when needed. So his positioning is really important in this setup. Once Mamba dies, he does not have the timing, and he doesn't already have the map control to play to trade. He can't trade Mamba whatsoever. He's nowhere near. And he has an SMG. Once you realize, right, I can't force that trade, okay, all you have to do is not double scam. You need to play a position that's going to... This is what we call playing a guarantee. He is playing a position where he can play a guarantee and get out if needed. He's playing
back on the pinch in sync to get all 4 kills and spawn them all the way across the map.
He knows enemies are going to have a stun. Enemies are going to have a nade. He knows this. And he's just going to back off and play
Still 30 seconds.
a head glitch, right? So this is positioning in a setup is very important. You can't just keep running and trying to like gun your way out. Look at him, look how he's ironing.
But they are losing a majority of the fights. MC and Draza combined for 3 though, and they're still gonna consistently always find the rest of that junk time.
You went wrong though. That was a very strong hold.
Good trades.
And a solid 20 seconds that they will happily take. Going back into now our 3rd set of hard points.
Same again now. Play wave by wave. You can let the game come to you. Heads up route by a BZ. And even more of a heads up route to pick that up. Wait, Mamba picked that up? He actually did. Oh my god, he actually picked it up. Why did he pick that up though? What information? He probably thought, yo, I see nothing, so someone pick up the pinch. That's what he's probably like. Yo, I see nothing mid. They've probably gone underground.
3rd set of hard points here on Skyline. Not disappointed whatsoever by the pace and the skill that we've seen in map 1 already.
Honestly, tippable. Remember that was actually so tippable. I'm not even gonna lie. But are they gonna predict Cell? Are they gonna predict MC? Huh? Wait, hold on. Are these guys hacking? Nah. So look at number 2, right? This is why having space is so important as the first guy. He is basically telling you what people are doing. He says, yo, I don't see anything top. I don't see anything here. Yo, keep checking your underground. This guy has kitchen cross. This guy has bedroom cross. Like, that's all they really need to pick up. Because there's no pressure on the map. Like, it's, again, pro players are really good at tracking enemies. Easy for them to pick up.
Someone's got to be going on a pinch. Is able to catch the timing to secure that one-on-one. Now a little bit of gun game.
Nice, good knife from MC.
Even better, Celium wins that gunfight or the knife fight and secures this side for his team. At least he's trying to.
He may be Mamba. But you look
Oh
at
my
King
god,
Kruger,
and he's still alive.
That is a masterful moment. Well, 200 points crossed though for OMiT. Opportunity for the break here. Aggression there from Craig.
Right, let's see how they break this. They're going to get top control first. Like I keep saying, get top control for this P1. Look at 7. Jumping down. Nice.
Sim with a nice 2 in the feed. 3 dead right now for OMiT. Craze in mid-map, somehow walking away with a trade.
Big double out of Craze.
Right, BZ can use his free life if he wants. Now this is where BZ is going to get information. They can bounce off that. Very good. Very good from FaZe here. Really, really good from FaZe. And you see the differences between how FaZe did it during the first P1 to P2 versus how OMiT. If Mac just stays alive and he waits, and he tries to force his teammates to make the play. So like right here, he just sits. And these guys have to wait for each other. I mean, yeah, number one's getting shot by bed or whatever. Which is kind of like unfortunate, but like he kind of has to wait. Do nothing because he has no progression. His teammates aren't doing anything. And they have to get top first. This is why, chat, this is an example of why flow is really important when it comes to breaking, because what lanes you hit first are going to make it easy for everyone else. Like, he doesn't have the ability, I know he's already bottom bed, but he doesn't have the ability to hit bottom bed to P1 first. He can't do that because FaZe have everything. There are certain lanes that are just so incredibly hard to do anything when a team has a full setup, right? This is one such occasion. That is why trying to get top first when you don't have kills is the best way to open up timings bottom bed and kitchen. And if he waits for number 4 just half a second, maybe like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then 3 hits closet, then Mac can do something and then they can hit P1. It's like right here, Vivid, just chill. Vivid, don't do anything. Just wait because he's already trying to make the play. You wait, you get top, you hit, then go.
20 seconds they have, but it's a battle for the spawns. A big gunfight on the horizon. Mac is not
good effort though. Good effort.
That's already 3 dead. Can Craze make a miracle happen?
Right, they have progression, so you play Highline.
In the feed, FaZe Clan are in control of the map.
What a P1 this has been already. You got full control of P2. Eyes up at the ready for this one.
Bloody hell, now he's moving.
Celium is just ripping damage across the map.
Oh my god. Oh my god. OMiT are SEAL Team 6. Look at them. Look at how fast they move. Look at the minimap here. Look at how fast 2 and 3 are moving together. They're moving together. Look, this is like Miami. This is like Vancouver-esque. They're moving with pace, 2 and 3. Look at him sliding down. Mac doesn't care if he dies. 54 seconds left. He's made 1 kill during a 4v3. You're the first guy. I need you going. Mac is going. He does not care if he dies. And I need you guys in rank to do the same thing. If we have numbers, 4v2, 3v1, 3v2, right? Any numerical advantage situation. If you are the first guy, I do not care if you are one shot. I need you to run and set up the kill for the second guy. He is going to set up the kill for Craze. Unless he kills him. Look at him. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep moving together. Keep playing fast. And then you play to trade. Oh my god.
Team, but now the battle's still going. You have a chance towards the back line. Mamba strikes, gets himself at least 1, and now towards time. Sim from down low, and you've still got P2 to play for.
Finally, someone
nice.
Only
bloody hell, this is. I didn't realize it was this hectic.
Trying to approach for the break. They are aware of it. Everyone is watching the proper angles.
Nice, look at them. 1 and 3 together. They get kills. Use that progression. Keep it stupid simple. Now, Vivid, just play your life here. You have no progression. You have nothing. You just need to play your life. Do nothing.
If it's not nailed down, it's hitting the sky.
Hello.
Doesn't walk over that one as Abe and Sim get theirs. 10 seconds for the win. Over to kitchen. FaZe in position. Cell looking to
I know that timer was insane, Reese.
We have seen some unbelievable comebacks.
I thought you played it well though. I thought you played it really, really well here. I just want to give you gas, right? The fact that like you don't have any progression, and this is what I keep saying, chat. Understand the situation you are in, right? So like right here, they make the right play because they've just made kills. 16 seconds left. They know P3 is going to be open. They're holding hands, hive-minded, and they're trying to get progression for new. This was fantastic. But then this is an element of adaptation. This is how you adapt split second. He's played that kill right here. He's one shot. He then doesn't commit to P3. He doesn't commit while one shot to try and get P3 progression. He plays his life because he realizes, right, I might not have the timing to get into P3. Therefore, they could already be there. I don't have progression, so I'm going to wait and stay alive. And this is how pro players, guys. Oh, shit. This is how pro players adapt based on what's happening in the moment. And then right here, Reese, I want to give you so much gas. The fact that you then just try and play to waste time, make them overextend, and let either wait for your teammates or let your teammates activate on other sides of the map. You're just trying to play a scam, which I like, really liked here. Bad timing, but I really did like the play. And then right here now, chat, understand the situation you are in, understand that FaZe have a P3, understand where you are in the flow. First guy, you'll start taking routes, understand what lanes you want to pick up in order to break, and you'll see how they do it here. They're going to play for mid. One guy's taking an underground route. Teams have started getting better at doing that, taking an underground route to then get bedroom control, get mid control. Last guy can then repinch through P3. Understand what lanes you want to fill. Understand what lanes you want to like flow into first. It will then help to set up the break.
Down right now. FaZe have been here before. We have seen some unbelievable comebacks.
The Mac is doing the same thing. That's fine. The effort is there. The intention is good. This is what I like, at least. And these are situations you need to be really careful about nitpicking. Sometimes the intention is good. Sometimes the thought process is good, but you just lose a gunfight or you get a bad timing. And these are the situations you need to be really careful about, like trying to reinvent the wheel. So what they did, the way that they tried to set up that break was actually really good. But if you lose your one or you get a bad timing, at the end of the day, it's COD. It's what happens.
On him to potentially find an opening on the pinch, but we saw FaZe
They're going to be doing it again here. Good kills.
Still holding on to the P3 right now.
Yeah, this map was really mixy.
One from Jim, one from upstairs.
Right, 30 seconds left. See how they're breaking it again. They're trying to play through mid.
Unbelievable shots. They are fighting through every wave of OMiT players.
Good job, at least from FaZe at the moment, of trying to of playing their kills on P3, playing to trade.
You can start to bombard your wave still for this old time.
On to old time we go. This could be the win. Abe's going to save it here. A massive moment. Last man in the point. The dive.
Oh my God.
Stays alive.
Your wave still for this old time.
On to old time we go.
Hang on, have you guys just spawned behind?
A massive moment. Last man in the point.
Oh. Oh my God. FaZe are watching that back and they're fuming. They are fuming.
They've got to get it towards time.
You got to stay alive. Just put yourself in the corner. Guarantee at least one gunfight.
Oh my God. Yeah, past the halfway mark. Yeah, 100%. It's just damn. Damn, straight cheesing when I spawned in.